the new emerging financial regulatory pressures that are going to severely impact the role that commercial banks can play in project finance, let alone in terms of providing any equity support to either the governments or to specific projects. And I think that is going to simply come from the fact that the risk weightage that's coming out even in Basel II and Basel III is going to make the banks shrink away from anything longer term other than purely from an arranging and advisory role, and to provide some working capital support. And this creates a gap. And that's going to be keenly felt as more and more projects turn to PPP style financing expectations, certainly from some of the regional governments that themselves are unlikely to continue to fund and build and operate the projects. And I think that's a challenge that doesn't have easy answers unless, as will be seen in subsequent presentations, we create specific development institutions that are focused on sectors and focused on project finance. I would like to briefly touch upon the project bond market, because this is an opportunity where the banks and financial institutions can step up to the plate. Historically, project bonds have been a very, very large pool. If you set aside the monoline insurers that have gone out of fashion, the market is still quite healthy. It's one where the mega energy projects will increasingly, have resort to, especially as they mature during the cycle. And these will also benefit from structures which have regulated revenues or revenues that have a significant regulatory influence for a fixed period, or where there is a long-term power contract in the case of energy sector opportunities. And I do believe that project bond as an opportunity from a structural perspective is one that increasingly the banks and financial institutions in this region will take resort to. And this is a deep market. Some of the Abu Dhabi projects have successfully tapped, as you will see, whether it is for the Project Dolphin or Tawila and the rest, and so have the Qataris. So this is a market, I think, which would still remain open to good quality regional projects. It's got a number of advantages. I would not labor. I think some of this will be put on the website as a presentation. But it's not without its challenges, both for issuers and investors. I think increasingly volatility risks are going to predominate, especially for regional issuers, and I think therefore market timing is going to be a challenge for the issuers. There are disclosure requirements which could, especially for regional governments that have not had credit rating or in the process of getting their credit rating in place, will come to speed. The regulatory framework also in the region, especially for project financing, will have to be further improved. That's a quick indication of the ones that bought the energy project bonds, particularly the two from Abu Dhabi. I'm going to leave it in the interest of time and more quickly to what is in store in terms of project financing as compared to corporate lending, which banks take to rather easily. Project finance is going to be still very much a learning curve for very many regional commercial banks. And I think this is where I think the blend of expertise that comes in through the the exposure to multilateral institutions that are increasingly getting involved in the region, I think will help to strengthen the market and some of the key market players. Finally, in terms of a quick few conclusions, I think the project financing market is not only important and for the energy sector, it's clearly possible, and some of the key considerations will be to make sure that the secondary market liquidity is good, especially in the region. There are better mechanisms for reporting, and then there's an ongoing effort, so it's not a one-off exercise to engage the market, and making sure that investor relations are put on proper course, and projects and project sponsors invest in investor relations and communications